Alright, so this is going to be the first time it's mentioned. Probably nobody here to hear it, but that's fine. Um, I'm working on something special for the Siegfried Saga. As you know, I'm trying to get back into writing the Great Mind arc. And we are at the stage where we are 3 volumes into the series as far as what the next release will be. Now, from what I'm planning, I can probably get Volume 3 done pretty quick. I don't think it would be too hot. I just have to finish up the Great Mind arc. And once I finish up the Great Mind arc, it won't be too hard to get Volume 3 together. Because I do want... Not everything that's currently released will go into Volume 3. There are some things that are going to have to get broken up differently. But the Great Mind arc is one of those things that absolutely would be the bow on the... a bow on the tail on the proverbial Volume 3. Because I feel like... I don't know how to explain this. I feel like if I take the 2 Fateful stories, right? The ones where the Count of 30 finds out about Atlayer, and I pair that directly into the Great Mind arc, then I feel like from there I can open the 4th volume on the Cruel Knight arc. Because I don't know. I just feel like if I'm going to make Volume 3 about the Count of 30, then it makes sense that the most emotionally impactful thing for them and their culture would be the Great Mind arc. So it would make sense if I'm doing a whole 3rd volume about the Count of 30, that I would then want to include the Great Mind arc there, and then wrap up the 3 final arcs in the 4th volume. Because yes, we're that close to the end. We're very much not that far from the end. I still have to pen it all, but it looks like Siegfried Saga is going to be 4 volumes, which works fine for me. It really does. After that, I can work on a compendium. So, Thor from Pirate Software made a suggestion for a Kickstarter that I had not heard before, and I needed to think carefully about it before I moved forward. Because, according to Thor, what can help a Kickstarter is having a very achievable goal that you know your fans can reach within 24 hours, and then just having them reach that goal. He said it didn't matter how much it is. Doesn't matter at all. As long as it's achievable with your fan base within 24 hours. So I'm sitting here going, okay. That works for games, right? That's fine. Doesn't work for books. Books are less popular. More like comics and video games are usually what people are excited to hear about. But could it still work for books? Is that a thing we could still make happen? I'm sitting here thinking, right? And as I'm sitting there and I'm thinking some more, I start going, well, I tried a Kickstarter once. How did that go? With no support and none of the material I have now and none of what I had going on, right? What was it that I had going on? Nothing. I fricked up. It's fine. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, okay, well, how would we get this to work? And I thought about it, and I processed it, and I thought, and I went, you know what? What we have here is a rare opportunity for me to test the waters, to explore. So, currently in the background, I am prepping and preparing a surprise. It won't be so surprising after this, mind you. I'm well aware of that. But preparing a surprise. See, the general idea being that if I can get the Kickstarter set up, and I know for sure that my fans or people who love me enough to support me can meet that in 24 hours, that's good. So I was like, okay, what's a good goal for that? I went, $100. $100 is achievable. That's something just about anybody can do. I can't because I'm flat broke. But I figured a handful of like 10 people I have, everybody's willing to hawk for 2 friggin' hoagies for the sake of an experiment for the greater good of an entire brand. But if you can't, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you. I go back to that thing I was told that one time by that person. It's like I used to say that my ambition outpaced my talent, and they said no. Your ambition outpaces your progress. That's the problem. You have the landmarks, and you know the road you want to take to get there. So really, since you know, and he said, by the way, that the overview, the knowing where you want to be, that can be the hardest part for a lot of people writing stories. They don't know the landmarks they want to hit in their story before they do it. They just kind of roll with it and see how it goes. And I've done that before, but it's just not how, even when I start writing that way, I start creating a roadmap. I start creating landmarks. I don't define the path. I refuse to be that person. I'm not going to sit here and write the script for my characters. I know what big events need to happen. It's because I know what big events need to happen, I can just kind of guide them that way. You know, just nudge them here, there, see how they get there. And in that same way, when building this community for the In Perpetua series, specifically for Siegfried Saga for now, when we move on to the rest of the series, we'll see how that goes. But that's one of those things where I wish I had more people. Wish I had more eyes on it. I don't even think that the Siegfried Saga is the best thing I've ever written, but it's a brilliant flagship series. Like, I'm not going to sit here and downplay it either. I have certain concepts that I think are frickin' better than the overall story of the Siegfried Saga. Siegfried Saga ain't bad. For example, Nathan Nero, Professional Hero, that whole setting and the characters there, I did some really cool and fun stuff with that, and I'm super proud of that, but it's just a framework.